can't tell. Hopefully we're rolling. Hopefully you guys can see. We're rolling through the neighborhood, doing a little testing here with my video camera, seeing if we can actually become a moto vlogger. That would be really cool. Maybe gain some interest. Just see what happens. We're in Florida, Land O'Lakes, that is, more specifically. It was supposed to be mostly sunny today, but I guess we're gonna get the rain clouds. They're coming in over there. So we'll make this a quick ride around the neighborhood, out and about, to see what happens from there. Let's see, traffic. It is around 3 o'clock, so peeps are going to be busy. School's letting out. If you're unfamiliar with Florida and their schools, they let out at different times because it is so congested. And where we're at, it is no different. I don't know what the wind sounds like, but we'll get back, we'll check it, see what the night picks up as far as wind is concerned. Free queen size bed. Stand there if anybody wants one. For those that are interested, I have been riding for about, I don't know, 22 years. Not a hardcore rider by any means. I consider myself a fair weather rider, but if I get caught in it, I get caught in it. Be it wind, snow, hail, rain. You know, it is what it is. But I try to play smart, look at the weather. It's not that I don't trust my capabilities, I just don't trust other drivers, especially when it comes to being a motorcyclist. The bike that I'm riding is a 2001 Honda Shadow 750 Ace. I first got this bike when I joined the service. It was my first bike. Couldn't afford the Harley like every, I'm not gonna say every, but like a lot of people like. When you first join the service, you don't make a whole lot. You make enough, but not a whole lot. So this is what I ended up with, and I gotta say, it's an awesome motorcycle. It's forgiving for sure. It allows you to make mistakes or recover from them as far as your capabilities, you know, cornering, stuff like that. If you've been working at your motorcycle skills for a while, you know, this bike gives you that opportunity to recover from your missed mistakes, missed marks, stuff like that. So I am looking to upgrade. I'm looking for something different. Down here in Florida, people drive fast. Like, if you're not doing 80, you're not keeping up, and that's just, this bike will do 80. It'll do over 80, but the stress that's put on this engine, it's not fair to the bike. This is my baby. It's my first one. I'm not going to get rid of it, but I don't want to beat it like a dog just for the sake of getting somewhere. So I kind of tend to stay to the back roads where people drive 75, 80 as well. camera I'm using, it's a GoPro 8. I know there's a lot more sophisticated and more advanced cameras out there, but I have this one, and I have two GoPro Hero 3s, which I'll be using. Looking to upgrade and get Insta360, which seems to be all the rage. There's an alligator there. So more to come on that. Can't say it'll happen right away, but those are the plans. Since I've had this bike throughout my whole span of riding, I've ridden through Texas, South Carolina, North Carolina. I've had it in Germany for 3 years. That was a really, really fun spiel, just because the fact that their roads are meant for riding. Not the autobahns with this bike so much, but back roads definitely. You're always awake because there's always a corner, a turn. The topography is a lot different. Hills. It was just awesome riding over there. I'd love to have the chance to go over there and do that again. New Mexico is very beautiful too. You live there for quite some time. Long desert straightaways, and then when you get to the mountains, it's just beautiful. So if you ever get a chance and opportunity to go out west to ride, don't pass it up. those of you that didn't know, Land O'Lakes is not a town. It's a census designated place. How that is, I don't know. I haven't researched it that much, but we ended up liking it here, so we moved. Found a nice house we liked, and happened to be in Land O'Lakes. So this is where we now reside. I moved here from New Mexico, out on the border to be exact. Great riding around there as well. It is hot, it's very windy, but once you get up in the mountains, you just can't beat it. But I need more opportunities for myself, my family, especially my kids. That way, you know, they have more opportunities to better themselves through education and other experiences they can gain here, which New Mexico just didn't offer for them. So it was hard to leave, but it was just one of those necessary evils, unfortunately. A lot of construction going on around here. Seems like everywhere you go in the state of Florida, there's construction. I want to say in August there was a record-setting amount of New Yorkers that turned over their driver's license to become Floridians. Like 5,500 just in the month of August, just New Yorkers. So that should tell you something about the allure to moving to Florida. I always wanted to be here. Never was able to get stationed here while I was in the service, so my family and I said, yeah, we're going to go to Florida. We didn't know exactly where. The Tampa area seemed really nice, so that's what we did. We stuck with the Tampa area. Stuck with the Tampa area. And Land O'Lakes, if you don't know, is just outside of Tampa. So I say just, it's 40 miles from main Tampa area, downtown. So it's great for us. We love it. You know, the city's right there. Then you've got the nice rural areas, which we're kind of in. Land O'Lakes does get very, very busy, very congested really easily. So there's always that. So you're never far away from civilization, even though you can venture out away from it. There's always a gas station nearby. So that's always a plus. Not that I ever really run out of gas, but in case you need to find a shady spot when the weather turns bad, that's a definite plus. If you guys have any ideas what we should call this channel, let me know. I have a few ideas rolling around in my head. I'm not sure what I'm going to be set on calling this channel. However, I would like to have some fun with it, see where it goes. I'd like to produce at least one video a week. That would be ideal. If it takes off, then we'll do more. But until then, you know, right now I'm just like everyone else that's starting out. I got a late start with this, so we'll figure out what happens. Life's a journey, right? This is Aaron Cutoff. This is one of my favorite roads to ride. It's really, really smooth. Not a whole lot of potholes. Got a few curves and stuff like that. So it's just a nice feeling road. It keeps you awake. The scenery's awesome. You can't beat that. It does get busy. Like I said, it's 3:15 now, so people headed home from work, going to work, it's going to be a little bit more congested on this road, but all in all, I still enjoy it. If you have any bike ideas you think I should get, put those in the comments down below as well. I'm height-wise 5'6", so I got a really short inseam. One of the reasons why I picked this bike when I first got it was for the fact that, hey, I can touch the ground. As for the type of bike I'm looking for, I definitely would love to move to a full bagger one of these years. I think that would be really awesome. I'd like to get some miles and under my belt, crush some interstate miles as well. I'd also like to do some nice motovlog camping episodes. Travel the country, stay at the campground, tell you what it's like. Of course, in Florida, I don't know how many there are. We'll find out together. I'm sure we won't make it to all of them, but we'll pick out a couple and I'll get back with you guys on what it's like, if it's worth stopping. My own fair assessment, I guess. Everyone's opinion is different. Everyone's expectations are different. Also, we got a hurricane coming, supposedly. I'm not sure when, or I'm sorry, not sure where specifically it's going to hit. Right now it's a tropical depression, but everything points to it turning into a hurricane in the Gulf of Mexico, which is just a rocket fuel of heat and warm water, ready to fuel that thing. So we'll see what happens as to where it goes. Hopefully it'll, I don't know, I want to say die out, but just statistically, and all the numbers and analysis point to it not happening that way. hopefully everyone gets out unscathed. Being our first year here in Florida, we don't have everything we need for hurricane evacuation, and that's, you know, unsettling. I don't like being unprepared at all. However, you know, you got to do what you got to do. So credit cards might go up. Who knows? We'll find out what it is that we really need. I know we've got a bunch of, you know, canned food and stuff like that. As far as power outages, talking to my neighbors, we've only had one real big power outage which lasted for 4 days, and that was years ago. So I don't know what it's going to be like. If it does come our way, we'll find out. Hopefully it won't be too bad. But in the meantime, we got these nice riding weather, so I'm glad we had the opportunity to get out and ride a little bit. One of the things everybody wants to know about people that are on YouTube, like, what do you do for a job? I mean, you can't just do YouTube all the time, can you? And, you know, that's a fair assessment. I don't just do YouTube, obviously. This is my first video. I'm a full-time student. I'm using my GI Bill. I'm going to school. Hopefully I can make something work with that. Hopefully I can get some help with you guys. Maybe I won't have to go get a real job. They say you do what you love, you never work a day in your life. Well, that's my plan. But until that happens, you gotta find a way to pay the bills, right? Chin strap, try to tuck that in, keep the noise, excess noise down as much as possible. Yeah, so here we are going east on 52. Definitely a rural area, as you can tell. I like it. It's a straight road. It makes it kind of boring, but it makes definitely traveling a lot quicker to get across the state. Across to the interstate where I'm close to. That's a much quicker way to get there. This is just more scenic. Not going to be taking the interstate today. We're going to reach interstate speeds here shortly. You can see that, but we're already up to 65. People are still pulling away from me. We've got people coming up behind me. So we can test out our microphone and see what kind of noises we pick up. See here, I'm doing 75, like 3,500 RPM, so that's a lot of stress on this engine for as old as it is. I mean, I take really good care of it, but you know, it's an aging machine. You know, I don't want to put too much stress on something that's super old. Stress is good, not a lot. But it's really nice out here. I didn't think there would be as much topography as there is. The further east we go, since we live on the west side of Florida, the hillier it gets, believe it or not. And it doesn't necessarily remind me of the Southwest. But I love the fact that you can at least get to some hills. And there's a little bit more corners and curves in that way as well. So that definitely helps out for my ambitions as far as motorcycle riding goes. I know ADVs are a big thing. They seem to be taking off these days. I would love to get an ADV of some sort. Matter of fact, if I could get an ADV, it wouldn't be a big full-blown one. I would definitely love to have an Africa Twin, but I would probably most likely go with the Triumph Scrambler, just because it kind of suits my needs, my height. But if it was in the budget, I would definitely go for an Africa Twin. I know that you can get them with the high and low seats, so that probably helps out. I think the seat height on this is 31 and a quarter maybe. I can't remember. It's been 20 years since I bought the bike, so I don't remember. But I know seat height for me was one of the first things, one of the key things in buying a motorcycle, because it was my first bike. I didn't know, I wanted something that I could be confident in, being able to put my feet down when I came to a stop. As far as the bike goes, there isn't a whole lot of modifications. I did a airbox do-it-yourself modification, so it takes in a little bit more air for the backside, so that's cut out. I had to have the carburetors reworked in 2012 or 14. They re-drilled the carburetors and rejetted them. I did not want them to do that. There's a place I took it to in Hattiesburg, which will remain unnamed. It was in Hattiesburg, Mississippi. I worked in Mississippi. I was stationed there for a little while. And they rejetted the carbs, which I did not want them to do, but they did it anyways without my authorization. And I was happy with the gas mileage I got with the original OEM jetting. The power went up, obviously, so I was happy about that, but I dramatically, in my opinion, lost fuel mileage. I lost at least 10 miles to the tank. And to some of you, that might not be a big thing, but on a motorcycle, in my opinion, 10 miles is a big thing. You ever try to walk 10 miles? It sucks, dude. So I cherish my gas, especially in today's market, to fill this baby up. When I first bought it, I could ride all day on 20 bucks. Now, I'm lucky if I can get a tank full out of $10. And I know I'm not the only one feeling that. Everybody's feeling that. So I totally understand. So I relish my gas mileage. The other options I got on this motorcycle, I've got some Cobra shotgun lowboys for exhaust. Yes, they do have baffles in them. I like them. I like the way they sound. It looks good on the bike. I still have the original stock pipe for the bike as well. I don't know why I keep hauling that thing around, but you never know. Maybe one of these days I'll just get tired of the noise and want quiet pipes. Said no one ever. But like I said, I've had this bike my whole life. It's what I wanted. It had all the bells and whistles, saddlebags, crash bar, all that came with it. The only other thing I put on there was the light bar that my father gave me for one Christmas, and I love it. Get that old vintage Harley whip without having to pay the Harley price, but you don't have the Harley problems or the Harley horsepower. So there's some trade-off there. I'm not bad talking, throwing shade on Harleys. It is what it is. You like your bikes. I wouldn't mind having a Harley, just can't afford one. Wouldn't mind having an Indian, just can't afford one. So what do? You go look for other alternatives, and I'm on a Honda Shadow. I do wish they made this bike in a bigger CC back in the day. That would be cool. I know they did have the Sabre. Honda Shadow Sabre 1100, but it just, I don't know, it just didn't have that look that I wanted. And of course, because it was an 1100cc bike, the cost was more, so, you know, that always plays in everything, right? Cost, how much does it cost? How much are you willing to pay for it? But I ended up with this one. So. And you know what? I have a bike. There's a lot of people out there, they don't have a bike, so other things to think about. At least I can get out and ride. This is my therapy. Gets me relaxed. Heightens my senses. I don't know if that makes sense. It's like two different things, two different opposing feelings going on there, but maybe it just tunes them in better, but I feel more relaxed, if that makes sense. A lot of people who don't like motorcycles or don't understand the feeling that you get from motorcycles or riding in general, they're just a different person. Just like motorcycle people are different people. We live to experience different things. There's a lot of freedom on a motorcycle. A lot of people don't understand that. You know, even if you're a person that doesn't ride with a helmet, or a person that does ride with a helmet, you know, you still got the elements that you're in. They're always around you. You cannot deny that. You'll feel the heat. You'll feel the cold, bugs, smells. The road feel is totally different than what you get in the car. And of course, you're riding something. You're not driving it, right? So there's a difference. You know, you're not turning a steering wheel. You're having to force a metallic beast around corners by using your body. You know, throwing your weight around on the motorcycle, shifting your bike to the left, to the right. You know, choosing your line of path. You know, it's not the same feeling as, let's say, when you're in a car and you turn the steering wheel. And a lot of people, they don't understand that. And it's, for me, it's, you're getting more in tune with the machine and with nature and what's going on around you and how your body reacts to things like that. You know, your body's gonna react different in the heat than it will in the cold, when it's wet. You know, there's a whole bunch of variables that you kind of put your body through to kind of, like, you know, I don't know, attune yourself to, that you don't normally put yourself through on a regular day basis, like say when you're driving a car. You know, most cars today, you're lucky, you're in, you know, four wheels to support you, air conditioning, heat if it's too cold outside. You know, you don't get that in the bike. You know, you get whatever speed you're going and whatever the temperature is, that's your AC. When you come to a stop like we are now, that's your heat, or that's your AC. And it's hot, let me tell you. Thermometer down there says it's a nice balmy 92 degrees in the state of Florida. That was one thing a lot of people asked me. It's like, why are you going to move to Florida? You know how humid it is? And, you know, living in the dry state of New Mexico, I was like, yeah, kind of actually miss the humidity. Being out in the dry desert, my sinuses just would be so dry. I mean, I couldn't smell anything anymore. Just the membranes in there just weren't working. You couldn't smell what was cooking. It was just, I don't know, it's different. Down here, yeah, it's hot, it's humid. But you sweat, your body's alive, you tell your body's alive, because it's trying to cool off, so, it's a trade-off, and I'll live with it, I'll deal with it. So far so good, I can't complain. I can't complain, really. I mean, it's my fault I moved down here. kids and my wife, on the other hand, yeah, they can blame me. And I'll own it. I'll say it's my fault. I do have an older son. He's in his 20s. He is a motorcycle rider. And he might be on my channel sometimes. But he's busy getting his education, which is good. Told him you might as well do your education now, because no matter where you're at in life, someone's going to want you to get more educated. So you might as well at least get some of it knocked out now, that we don't have to worry about it later. I joined the military because I couldn't cut college when I was younger. And after I got all trained up and thought I was a hot shot at what I was doing, I got started to get asked the question, what are you doing to better yourself? What are you doing to educate yourself? So I got the hint, and I started going to school while I was in the military, which is awesome. If you don't mind doing work and taking one class at a time, if you can manage it, it's a free way to get college paid for, I'll tell you that. But it was tough for me. But I got some classes done while I was there, and now I just do it all the time now as a full-time student. Never rule out your options, folks. Never rule out your options. Keep them open. If you can see by the scenery we've gone through, there's a lot of people building houses, and well, not necessarily houses, a lot of apartment complexes going up, and that's pretty much what's going on here in the state of Florida. Is there's a lot of housing complexes that are being built. A lot of people don't like it because it's causing more congestion and traffic, which, is to be expected. But in my own opinion, I don't think they're doing a very good job of analyzing, surveying where they're putting them, how they're placing them, what all is going to be impacted. And yeah, that could be devastating for not just people, but other ecosystems that live around here. I don't think they do a very good job of checking as far as the species that get disrupted due to the building. A lot of sandhill cranes use Florida as a refuge. A lot of their land's getting taken away. Deer, they're finding harder to find places to live. A couple of days ago, I think it was 2 in the afternoon, I saw a deer out, and I was like, what are you doing out, dude? It's not time for you to come out yet. And it was in an area that was being, developed, which is sad, because I'd ridden past this area, I don't know, a week prior, 2 weeks prior, there were trees. I go back, and it's nothing but strip land and sand, and I felt so sad for one of the trees. I'm not gonna say I'm a tree hugger, but I consider myself some type of conservationist. I love nature, and to come here and just see how rapidly and quickly things are changing. Now, I understand that these have probably been plans that have been set in motion for years, if not, months, if not years. But it's still, it's sad to see. And I get it. People gotta live. People gotta find homes, and there's a housing shortage. So I'm not knocking it. I just hope people that are leading these projects are doing their due diligence about the impacts that they're having. It's not like I moved to the state of Florida and built a home. When we moved here, we just bought a house that someone was selling because they were moving out of state. So it's like a one-for-one replacement. I guess what I'm trying to say is my impact is a lot less than the people that require the housing that have moved down here and now they don't have a place to live. But hey, welcome to the state of Florida. I'm new too. Let's do this as best we can together. Tell you what, man, those clouds feel good. It's amazing what a little shade can do. And I'm talking about the good shade. So as you can see, we're coming into Land O'Lakes area here. This will be 54 that we're coming up on. This is considered the Wesley Chapel areas, I guess, but I still consider it Land O'Lakes. This right here is going to be our new Harley dealership. Should be pretty interesting. If you guys ever get a chance to make it down here to Florida, you guys need to check out Bert's Barracuda and Bert's Black Widow Harley Davidson. It's a really cool place. Bert's a really cool guy. Just the people, the staff he's got working down there. I mean, they make you feel right at home. You know, I haven't bought a bike from him. I'm not getting paid to say this. This is just experience that I've had the few times that I've gone. It's just an awesome place. So definitely highly recommend checking the place out. You don't have to buy nothing. Just go, enjoy. They got a restaurant over there as well. Orange County Choppers Bar and Grill. You're gonna love it. And this is when the fun begins, folks. Almost. Like I said, traffic gets pretty busy around this time. Let me know in the comments where you guys are from. What's your traffic like? When I first got here, a lot of people were saying, oh yeah, you should probably sell your bike if you don't like traffic. It's the worst. You know, that's just not me. I like to ride. A little bit of traffic is not going to deter me from riding a motorcycle. When I get too old and I can't keep two wheels on the road, I'm going to get a trike. I already made that clear with my family. They know. So I noticed, you know, they've got out a lot of the electric bikes now. There's a couple brands. Obviously the Livewire, in my opinion, is probably the most renowned, most known because of Harley's backing of it and production of it. So my question, I guess, is when are they going to bring out the first all-electric three-wheeled vehicle? You know, the three-wheeled trike, or autocycle as they call them here in Florida, because that's how they're registered. So they call it something else. But it's just interesting. I'd like to see what the first one's going to look like. Trikes are often heavier and larger than motorcycles, so obviously the battery pack's going to be bigger. I would think that you could probably get away with putting a bigger battery pack in a trike. I don't know if you could get more range out of it, but it would be really cool to know, if that was a possibility, because that seems to be the biggest thing with electric vehicles in general, is just how much distance can you get out of a charge? How long does it take to recharge? So just like most modern combustion engine folks, we're used to pulling into a gas station, filling up, and bam, we're back on the road. Whereas you start getting all these people that start owning EVs, and then you have to strategically plan where you're going to stop and then how long you're going to be stopped for. If time is of the essence, electric vehicles right now just don't live up to the necessity to have a charge and go, like real fast. What does it take? 10 minutes, if that? 5 minutes to fill up a gas tank? How long does it take to fully charge an EV that's been drained? Trying to be realistic, like say if you're traveling on a trip, does it take 30 minutes to fill that sucker up on a fast charge? I don't know. Somebody tell me. That's all new to me. And we're almost home, so hopefully if the battery will make it. If not, that's fine. Like I said, this is just a test. And I just wanted to see what you guys thought. Definitely want to try out the mic situation. Make sure I've got that squared away. We can fix any little bugs that we have for future videos. Looks like we're coming home just in time because we're about to beat the rain. Look at this. Son got in an accident right over here. This bed's so bad you shouldn't even have to go that way. Shouldn't allow a left-hand turn there. It's ridiculous. It's a terrible intersection. During this time, I used to try to avoid that intersection like the plague, man. There's so many accidents that happen there. Yeah, leave in the comments wherever you live, your town. What's a bad intersection for you guys where you live? Alright guys, as we head in here to Lake Padgett Estates, I want to thank you guys for hanging out with us today. Hopefully this will be one of many videos to come. Like I said, this is just my first video. It's meant for a test. Just want to see what it's like, what the audio's like. Now that I got a video set up with the microphone, leave your comments please as to what should be improved, what needs to be improved, what it's like on your end. I'll also review the video. It means my product, right? My name's on it. I'm gonna put it out there. I want it to be the best quality I can possibly give it. But please, give me your criteria, not criteria. Give me your criticism, your critiques, and we'll adjust from there. Till then, we'll see you next time, guys. All right, be safe.